It's no secret that there's a serious problem facing our country with texting and driving. We're going to touch on this very disturbing topic that our guests have lived through. It's a horrible experience they're going to share with you. Everything changed when our guest, opened up a text from her mom, which resulted in a terrible, horrible accident. And here to raise awareness about distracted driving, please welcome Liz Marks and her mother, Betty Shaw. Welcome.
Welcome.
Ladies.
Thank you.
Boy, where do we start with such a big story? Let's go to the date. I don't have to remind you, April 7th.
Yes.
This is 2000. Yes.
Correct.
Your life took a turn that day with this accident, and your life changed forever. So what we want to do now is first take a look at Liz before the accident.
Before the car accident, the things I did in high school with my friends were, just go to the high school games and everything. Every weekend go to a party, go bowling. I was a good student. I was a role model. I was like a popular girl in high school, so I used to model. If I didn't have my cell phone, I felt lonely. I used my cell phone every second, every minute, every hour. Like, if I didn't have it, I would freak out because I couldn't connect with my friends, I couldn't connect with anyone, couldn't connect with social media or anything. I ignored these warnings about texting while driving because everyone else was doing it, so I thought it was okay. I thought I was invincible.
That's it.
And those are the words that I think resonate with so many parents
drivers
in this country.
Yes,
Can you take us through that fateful day, the critical moments leading up to that accident?
Well, on April 7th, 2012, as I was driving, my mom texted me, and I bent down to read a text message, and all she said was okay. Next thing you know, I rolled completely under the back of a flatbed tow truck, which hit me in the left eye socket, which sent me to ICU shock trauma.
Wow.
So what were your injuries from this accident, Liz?
Well, I suffered a traumatic brain injury. I don't remember the car accident 2 weeks before or 3 months after, but I do remember that I texted and drove all the time. I'm now blind in one eye, deaf in my left ear. I can't smell, nor can I go to sleep naturally without taking medicine.
You say you texted all the time?
Yes, I mean, everyone else is doing it, so I thought it was okay. But clearly it's not.
I'm sure you told her no texting and driving.
Well, I would
many
ask
times.
her all the time, do you text and drive, Liz? And she swore to me, no, Mom, I don't. I wouldn't be that dumb. And she did.
And it is, but sometimes it's not a conscious decision. You're there.
It's become a habit in the United States.
And that's, I assume you weren't just being defiant. It's something that we try to multitask. We're eating fast food in the car. We're checking
at one time.
Everybody's doing it, not everybody, but a majority of the drivers
see it all the time.
are using their cell phones behind the wheel. So of course the young drivers are going to see it and think, well, if they can do it, we can do it.
Well, Betty, I know that you sent the text message to your daughter, and then you answered your mother. What was in your message to your daughter?
All it was okay. She had said that she couldn't make it home in time and back to work, and I was a little bit upset with her because I like her to check in. I said okay, and a half hour later there was a state trooper at my door.
Did you know you didn't realize she was answering your text or looking at
I thought she was already at work when I sent the text because I thought she was at work, and that's why she said she couldn't make it back in time. And I assumed that she was just going to stay at work.
What did the state trooper say to you when he came to the door?
Sorry. Let me tell you. I remember I opened the door and there he was standing there, and I said, or he said, "Are you Liz Marks' mother?" And I was like, "Yes." And he said, "I'm sorry to inform you, but your daughter's been in a terrible car accident." And I just remember screaming, "Is she alive? Is she alive?" And he said, "Yes, but it doesn't look good." And then he bowed his head. And I don't remember much after that, but my husband said it, I was pretty
first of all, being here today, facing this, and using this as something to make change and help others like myself as a father to sit and go, because there's no way that this was ever something you could expect or see coming. No. I want to step away. We're going to come back. We're going to find the turning point when it became obvious that this was a mission for you, and also we're going to talk about the significance of this color. When we come back, don't go away. We are back with Liz Marks and her mom, Betty Shaw, and we're talking about texting and driving and how it changed your life back in April of 2012. I want to talk about how we're making this and moving forward with this and taking this horrible tragic and trying to make it positive. But just for a second, can you tell me a little bit about, you had your physical injuries, but what was your emotional state like?
Well, I mean, when I came home, I was completely bald and weighed nothing. I weighed not even 100 pounds. And when all my friends went off to college and off to their job and lived their normal life, I had to relearn everything. And I think that's when reality hit me. And I had severe thoughts of suicide and I wanted to give up. So I got sent to a mental hospital for 9 days.
Right.
But with the therapy and the medicine and mainly the help from my mom, I realized how important life was and I wanted to live. There's a purpose out there and I want to live no matter what.
Well, I understand, Betty, that you were so concerned for your daughter that you stayed with her at all times because she went into a very deep depression, talked about wanting to kill herself.
Let me tell you.
How did you help her through this?
I didn't know much about mental illness. I do now, and I thought I could do it myself. I thought I'll help her. She's going to just, brush it off. She'll be fine. No, she was severely depressed, and it got to the point where I would sleep with her at night because I was afraid she would wake up and try and hurt herself. So I was there with her 24/7, and she didn't like it, but that's what I did. And then till one day she said, "Leave me alone, Mom. Let me go. I don't want to live." And then I took her to a hospital.
And you got your help.
What was the turning point for you, Liz, when you decided that you wanted to move forward?
Well, it all started at Walmart. Around where I live. We're at the pharmacy, and I noticed this lady was staring at me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go up there and tell her my story and talk to her. Well, after I told my story, this lady fell in love with my story, and she hugged me and everything. And she was like, "You should go to my son's high school and tell him your story." And that's when I knew instantly, like, that's what I should do. Like, I should go out and speak. And that's instantly
And
when I
then
knew.
from that day on, every time she,
Are you still friends with this lady?
no,
just-
it was
just
just in the
away.
beginning. It was an angel.
4
It
years
was.
ago.
It
Well, the
was.
U.S. Department of Transportation created a video that has
Yes.
been seen over 9 million times, I assume, by
Yes.
now. Mom, let me ask you about this. You're national spokesperson for the. What is the mission about?
The mission is about sharing Liz's story, her mistake, and how it's not a problem of young drivers, it's a problem with drivers of all ages, and how Liz has a Facebook page now, public, private, and Instagram and Twitter, and where we share her story. And then also she has wristbands that she hands out when we speak at high schools. And we also speak now for corporations because they want their employees and their drivers to be more aware behind the wheel.
Sure.
So, that's
Can
how
you
that
speak
started.
of the significance of this color?
Well, it's lime green. Mom's wearing lime green, and everything about my campaign is lime green, because lime green is the color they spread on the road to document my car scene of fatality.
She was not expected to live.
No,
Wow.
not at all.
Well, that's a very
They documented it.
courageous and in-your-face sort of statement to say. You're
A
gonna,
reminder of
It's a reminder, isn't it?
what may happen to you.
And the color stands out, so when you put it around your cell phone, which is what some people do, or in your rearview mirror, and you hear that noise, and you go to grab it, and you see the lime green, you think, I'm not going to pick
Do
it
you have
up.
any more in there? I want
We
to
have
give out
lots
to
for
my
everybody.
children, my
One
friends,
last thing.
oh yes.
I know my boys, I'm going to make them watch this. They're 12 and 14, they're not driving yet. Leave them with a message. Let them know what they need to know.
Well, all I gotta do is go into YouTube and or Google and type in "Don't text and drive" for Liz Marks, and it'll give you everything about me.
And what would you say to his sons?
Yeah.
I would say to your sons, a text message can wait, but your life can't. Don't waste it away like I did.
I texted this segment to my husband and all 7 of my children this morning after I
Thank
read
you.
what you did. So thank
you.
you, Marky. Here's for
Thanks
your
for
boys.
having
And by the way, we understand that you had a very special Friday, was it? A birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy
well,
birthday.
we're very fond of birthdays around here.
Yeah.
So we want to just take a minute and give you a little cake, a little something. You know, a little something to help you celebrate another year of many more that are to come. I promise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's very